Hi, my name is Kevin Retcher. I'm the owner of First Meridian Mortgage, and today what I want to talk to you about are buy downs. The last couple years, with interest rates being higher, buy downs have made a comeback, and especially in the builder world, especially in the builder world, especially in the builder world, and also with sellers when they overprice a home. Okay, so in many cases, what I want you to understand, a 2-1 buy down is essentially a subsidized interest rate for a short period of time. It can be a 3-2-1, it can be a buy down, it can be a 2-1 buy down, it can be a 1-1, it can be just a 1, okay? But keep in mind, it is a subsidized interest rate. And what I mean by that is, if the note rate on the loan, and in this example we're going to use a $500,000 loan amount. Purchase price in this example was $625. They put 20% down, and they got a note rate of 6.99%. On a 2-1 buy down, and if they start at 4.99, 5.99, 6.99, it sounds like you're saving money, all right? And in theory, you're saving on cash flow, depending on the scenario, all right? But keep in mind, this is the most important thing. Note rate, again, the note rate on this mortgage is 6.99%. From year 1 to year 30, the lender gets paid 6.99%. In this scenario, he gets paid $3,323.16 every single month. All right. So if someone did a 2-1 buy down and the client is getting an equivalent of 4.99 the first year and 5.99 the second year, the one thing I want you to understand is someone has to pay for this subsidy, right? Who would that be? It's going to be a lender can pay for it, a seller, a builder, or you. So a seller might pay for it, especially when agents were pricing out a home and then it stayed on the market a little bit. Instead of providing a price reduction, people were telling them to go ahead and offer a seller subsidy toward the buy downs. Loan officers were trying to tell people, we can get you in the house at 4.99 for the first year, 5.99, 6.99, and they were selling that. But this is for a 2-year period of time, okay? So let's get into how the buy down actually functions and works. So, like I said, it's a subsidy. One of these people put this money into a subsidy, an escrow account at the bank. Essentially, that is your money. Every month, some of your money gets pulled over here to make the subsidy payment, okay? So let's get into how that works. For the first 12 months, you would pay $26.81 principal and interest on your mortgage. The subsidy for a 2% interest rate drop, because this is 1%, that's 2%, is $642.11. So every month they pull out that $642, and as time goes on, 1 month goes by, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way through 12. They keep pulling out that $642 they added to your payment, and the bank still gets paid his $3,323. So this continues until the 12th month. Then what happens? All right, your payment now goes up to $29.94. So think of it as you're subsidizing half your payment back, right? So now, in the second year, $328 is coming into the subsidy, going with this $29.94, and the bank keeps getting their 3,323. Here at this third year mark, there's no more money left in the account. Account's essentially closed, think of it that way. And from year 3 through 30, you continue to pay the 3,323.16. You continue to pay $3,323.16. So, in my humble opinion, since this is your money, do I really want to do this? That's the question, right? Am I better off, instead of paying $625, maybe paying $614 and not doing the subsidy? I feel most likely you are. Okay. Now, and it also depends who's paying. Builder is not going to let you negotiate a lower price. If it's the builder, I take the subsidy. But here's what I do if it's the builder, and even if it's the seller or anyone. Once this is established, this is your money. I want it back. You're going to get it back over a 2-year period in this equation, regardless. It will get to zero. I want to help it along if possible. If interest rates drop anywhere below 5.99%, I'm absolutely, at 0 points, I'm absolutely going to refi if I can get lower than 5.99 in this section. Why? Because closing costs on a refi are about $4,200, right? If I can save that money, if that's still remaining in the account, they lower my principal balance by what's ever left in this account. If I can refi in this route, I get $642 every month. So if you're 8 months into this, you'd have 4 months of $642 left and 12 months of $328 left, and they would lower your balance. So you would get that money back immediately, okay? So since it's just a subsidy, that money's, you're going to get that money one way or another. Do you want it by reducing your loan amount and continuing to pay 6.99%? Or you want to improve your position and get that money back, maybe use it to even better your position or lower your balance? Either way, I'm not a fan of buy downs. Someone's paying the money and it's you, somehow you're paying it in one of these fashions. If it's the builder, absolutely, they're not going to take a lower price. So take the subsidy and refi that loan. Refi it as soon as you can. Get as much of this money back as possible. Do you know, on a 3-2 buy down in the same scenario, this bank is $22,000. Look at this over here. On a 3-2-1 buy down, right there, that bank right there would be $22,000. All right. So keep in mind, I have one goal as a mortgage broker. Okay. There's more truth in lending and dealing with a mortgage broker because we have to tell you how much money we make in doing our loans. Lenders and banks do not. Okay. But my one goal is to save you money. This is your money. I want you, for all those people that were told to date the rate over the last 2 years, especially the clients that were in the 7s. Can you imagine having a note rate in the 7s that in a couple years, they're going to find that it's going to adjust every single year up to that. You can refi now. Right now, going rates at 0 points is roughly about 5.99. Okay, so I kind of always look at the middle rate, and if I can get below that as fast as I can, it's probably it makes the most sense. All right. Now, how do you figure out all this math? It is pretty simple. Okay. One, you need to know your closing date. You need to know how long it is. Look at your loan estimate and closing estimate and closing disclosures. See how much of this money went in to the account. Okay. And then you can figure it out. If you need help, I'm happy to help. Get me your closing disclosure. Get me your current mortgage statement. We have to figure out how many payments you've made. If you've made 8 payments, odds are you've got 16 left, right? So you've got 16 of this left. You made 6 payments, you've got 18. If you've made your 1 year into it, you got 12. Okay, so happy to help you understand the 2-1 buy down. I personally am not a fan of them. Okay, there may come a time that changes. All right, but it's really based on who's making this, making the subsidy and how it's being funded. Okay, so in closing, not a big fan of 2-1 buy downs. I think, as you can tell, I think I've educated you how it works. Keep in mind that in closing, the note rate, lender's getting that money the entire time regardless. This bank here is your money. If we can get you some of that money back and reverse the bad decision of doing a 2-1 buy down, better for you. Okay. If you absolutely need the cash flow of that, keep in mind I'm okay with that. I don't love the idea because the day of reckoning comes when there's no more money in this account. Okay, so if you can get this money back and lower this threshold down somewhere below there, you'll be a lot happier being at a lower rate in year 3 than you are at the 6.99 rate. Okay, so if you have any questions, my phone number is 703-799-5626. Name's Kevin Retcher. And to all the Marines out there, I say Semper Fi, and I'll talk to you soon.